Hello, I'm Jonas Ellison, pastor here at Christ Lutheran Church in Aptos, California. I just want to chime in here quickly and wish Holy Trinity Lutheran Church a happy 150th birthday. Amazing. Some background, I was a member at Holy Trinity. My family and I were members there for many years before I became a pastor. We have some background, and a little bit more background about my story is that I grew up Roman Catholic, as did my wife. We were both married in the Roman Catholic Church, both kind of drifted away from the Catholic Church for various reasons when we were younger. Had Rory, our daughter, and for other various reasons drifted back to the Christian Church later on in life. We were in Chicago when this happened. One thing led to another. I learned more about the Lutheran Church, had no idea what it was all about, and learned that this might be a community to check out. So I Googled ELCA churches in Chicago. Being in Chicago, there were quite a few that popped up on my Google search, but Holy Trinity was the one that just stood out to us. I remember, like it was yesterday, the first day we walked into Holy Trinity there in Lakeview. We parked on Magnolia, we were walking up the sidewalk. It was a beautiful spring day. The stained glass windows were open. The organ was blaring. You could hear it from outside the church. You know, we walked in and the place was just buzzing with life. Young, old, in between. We're just kind of getting ready for worship. And like I said, the organ was going and just the energy was palpable from the very start. And then we sat down for worship. And it was like being in the Catholic Church of our childhoods, but with this amazing, expansive, progressive, compassionate theology that we had never seen that kind of combination before of that holy reverence and kind of that being steeped in tradition with this modern kind of resonance. Again, we had never beheld that before, and it was just incredible. Right away, we knew that this was our church home. I had felt the pull towards ministry for a long time, had tried to ignore it for a long time. When we were kind of going to Holy Trinity for a few weeks, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be a minister in this church, in this form of church. I remember having a conversation with Pastor Michelle, both Alex and myself, about what does it mean to be a Lutheran? What is this whole thing about? So she gave us she was very patient with us and gave us a whole rundown of what this whole Lutheran thing was all about. Rory, our daughter, was about 4 years old at the time. We talked about baptism, eventually had her baptized at Holy Trinity. Yeah, then I discerned this call to ministry. Pastor Craig has been an amazing mentor since the very start and has been nothing but supportive, even as a later in life Lutheran. I remember having our initial conversation and just hitting it off right away with Pastor Craig, nervously expressing my interest towards ministry as this brand new member in the church. And he was nothing but gracious and said, well, we got to get you in a robe right away. I was kind of shocked by that, but he did. They got me in a robe and had me serve as the assisting minister, which was terrifying. But again, that divine dichotomy of reverence and taking this liturgy seriously, but also holding it with such grace and mercy. I made several mistakes. I remember one time I forgot to turn the page for Pastor Craig, and he just graciously turned the page himself, and I was just like, oh, I just totally forgot to turn the page. I made several mistakes, but it was such an amazing, immersive experience, and the whole community, Holy Trinity, got me in a robe and got me serving right away, and I learned so much and discerned that, yes, this was a valid call through the discernment committee at Holy Trinity. Continued seminary, and all throughout seminary, my 4 years of seminary, Holy Trinity was a huge support. Even after I moved across the country out here to California, Holy Trinity continued to support me. I am eternally grateful to Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. Without them. Without you, I would not be a pastor. But I have so much to be thankful for from Holy Trinity. And so 150 looks good on you, Holy Trinity. You're looking great. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for all you do in the community and for the church. It is such a joy to be an extended part of your community. Thank you so much, and happy birthday. Grace and Godspeed.